Hello YouTube, this is Jason and welcome back. This is my showdown with the butcher. We'll go ahead and introduce the survivors that are going out. So this is Adam. So we do have a cat eye circlet for him with bandages, and he does have a +2 natural strength. You've got Eve going out. So Eve's got a -1 strength, but she does have an evasion thanks to her rawhide vest. She's got the leader skill, which allows her to encourage somebody and give them a +1 speed token. And she does have a bone blade. She does have a founding stone, which won't help us against the butcher. Butcher doesn't have a lot of critical locations. As a matter of fact, he's got a grand total of 1. You got Thor. So this is Thor's first fight with us. And he does have 1 hunt experience because of a settlement event. But he does have strategist. So if you look over here on the board, we have put the stone face out for him. And he's carrying a bone axe and a catgut bow. So depending on where he is, we'll decide what to use. And here's my tank. So Zeus is our tank. He's got a +1 move and +1 strength. He does have the crazed fighting art and the binge eating disorder. As you can see on his sheet, he does have a full rawhide armor set and a bone axe. As far as the setup for the board goes, you've got the normal setup for the stone columns with the butcher. I also have down here 1 survivor corpse, which I've placed on the edge of the board. And all my survivors are down here. Survivors get the first turn on the butcher showdown. So we'll go ahead and be taking the first turn. So we'll zoom in here and we will actually get started right away. So the survivors actually get to go first with the butcher. So we will go ahead and do that. If you look over to the butcher's AI deck, I'll mix this up. It's been set up for the scenario. The hit location deck, I'll go ahead and mix up. And as the starting butcher, if you look down here on the board, you do have fast target, which means we shuffle his hit location deck at the beginning of his turn. Dreaded trophy, so as survivors die, he gets more powerful. And we have berserker, which means he gets 2 AI draws. So we'll go ahead and get started. And to begin with, we're going to go ahead and move Adam. 1, 2. Adam does have the cat eye circlet, so he's going to go ahead and use that. It doesn't really matter. We shuffle up the hit location deck, so I tell you what, we'll forego that. We're going to go ahead and move Eve. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's what we'll do with Eve, and she will look at the top 2 AI cards. Wow. Both of these are moods. One is screaming, and one is embrace the pain. So both of those will be coming into play. We'll move Zeus. 1, 2, 3, 4. And finally, we're going to go ahead and search the survivor corpse with Thor. And he'll pull a 7. So what is a 7 on survivor corpse? So looking at the survivor corpse terrain card, a survivor moves through the space occupied by the terrain. They suffer brain damage. He did not. Then it says gain +3 insanity and 1 skull basic resource. So that's pretty good for Thor because he's only got 1. So now he's got 4. And actually we're going to go ahead and put him up to 5 because the skull basic resource says, I'll read it to you. So the skull basic resource says, when you gain this, a survivor of your choice gains an insanity. So we're going to give it to Thor. So the Thor is up to 5 insanity. And then archive the train. Okay, so that is done. And now Thor's going to go ahead and move back. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll move him as far back as he can. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. So that is the end of our turn, and we are actually going to have Thor be the monster controller. So if I look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. So Zeus is actually the closest survivor to the Butcher right now. Okay, we'll go ahead and draw an AI card for the Butcher. And that AI card is Screaming. We knew it was there. When Screaming comes into play, all non-death survivors suffer a brain damage per monster level. So what we're going to do is we're going to place one token, lunacy token, on infectious lunacy. So every character, every survivor has this. And it says, when you suffer brain damage, gain lunacy tokens equal to the damage suffered. Okay? When you have 3+, remove them and you suffer frenzy brain trauma. That may not sound like a good thing, but it actually is. It allows us to increase the speed of our attacks. The next thing on the Screaming card, so we'll just go to the next block. It says at the start of the Butcher's turn, all non-death survivors suffer brain damage, and discard it if anybody dies. So that's his first AI card. His second AI card is going to be Embrace the Pain. When Embrace the Pain comes into play, draw another AI card. When the Butcher is wounded, place a token on the card. At the start of each monster turn, if Embrace the Pain has 2 or more tokens, remove all tokens and perform basic action. So that's not a good one for us. And we'll draw an AI card as it instructs, and it's Infinite Kick. Ooh. So Infinite Kick says the closest threat facing, which will be Zeus. He moves and attacks, and he won't be able to reach us this turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll go ahead and turn him until he faces us. So that's all he does for his turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if we can get our character survivors up here, so we can. So we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm calculating the number of spaces. The Butcher moves 5. So if we can get our survivors up here somewhere, then he won't be able to actually reach us. We just need to clear this path, because he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and get to the edge of the board. He won't be able to actually get to these characters. Thor's going to go back 1. And I guess he'll come up 1. And then I think I'm going to go north with Zeus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that makes the closest individuals to the Butcher, Zeus, Adam, and Thor are equal distance, so we can pick any one of them. No need to worry about the AI cards at this point. And now it is the Butcher's turn. So here we go again with Screaming. At the start of the Butcher's turn, all non-death survivors suffer brain damage equal to the monster level. So once again, we're going to take another brain damage. Thor is at 3. Zeus is at 15. Yes, Zeus started off with a ton of brain damage. Adam is at 11. And Eve is at 4. And once again, we'll place a lunacy token on all of the infectious lunacies. And that will be the end of the survivor's turn. Or, I'm sorry, that's the beginning. This is the beginning of the Butcher's turn. That's the end of this one. So we will go ahead and draw the first card for the Butcher, which is Wild Card. It's a move and attack, closest threat facing. We can make it Zeus if we wanted to, but I don't want to give Zeus any more insanity. He's already at 15. So we'll just go ahead and target Adam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The second card for the Butcher is Butcher's Roar. All non-death survivors, that's everybody, roll a d10 for each target. On a 4+, the target suffers a brain damage per monster level and is knocked down. Okay. So we're going to roll for each of our survivors. We'll start with Thor down here. And on a 4+, it says, they suffer a brain damage and are knocked down. So Thor suffers a brain damage. He's down at 2. He's knocked down. And we'll put an infectious lunacy token on him. And then when it says, when you have 3+ lunacy tokens, remove all and suffer the frenzy brain trauma. So we're going to frenzy right away with the Butcher. I'll read you frenzy brain trauma. So frenzy brain trauma says, gain D5 insanity, +1 speed token, and +1 strength token. So we'll give him +1 speed, +1 strength. We will give him 1 more insanity, so he's up to 3. Ignore slow on weapons. You may not spend survival. You may not use fighting arts. You may not use weapon specialization, and can be gained multiple times. Okay, we'll go ahead and go to Zeus. So he is knocked down. He has 3, so he's going to suffer frenzy brain trauma. He's going to pull 1 insanity, so he's up to 16. He gets +1 speed token and +1 strength token. And we will go to Adam. It's a 4, so Adam is knocked down. Adam's going to frenzy. He gets +1 speed token and +1 strength token. And 3 insanity, so he's up to 14. And finally Eve. Eve is going to be knocked down. She's going to suffer frenzy. She gets a +1 speed token and a +1 strength token. And she's going to get 3, so she's up to 7 insanity. Well, that was an interesting way to start this. Everybody is frenzied. So we're going to go ahead, and that was the second of the Butcher's turns. So it is the Butcher's turn. Adam is now the monster controller. Because we don't have a turn, because everyone is knocked down. So we'll skip our turn, and we'll go right to screaming again. So again, everybody takes a brain damage. So Thor is at 2. Zeus is at 15. Eve is down to 6. And Adam's down to 13. And everybody's going to get another lunacy token. And now it's the Butcher's turn. We'll draw an AI card. And we're looking at Hugh. So closest threat facing. The monster controller is Adam, but I don't need Adam to get any more insanity, so we'll target Thor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Thor is still 1 space away from the Butcher. The Butcher barrels through this, shatters it, and again, still 1 space away from everyone. We'll go ahead and draw again, and you're looking at Bite. So closest threat facing. Well, we don't have a closest threat. Everyone's knocked down. Closest threat. There is no closest threat. No target menace. So he's going to menace, which is a basic ability of his. It's his instinct. So it's down here at the bottom of his basic card. Okay. And it says, turn the Butcher to face the closest survivor. Could be anybody. The survivor suffers 1 brain damage per monster level. So we're going to go ahead and give it to Adam, because Adam's got a lot. So Adam's drops down to 12, and he is the only one this time that's going to get this lunacy token. And that ends up being the Butcher's turn. So Thor will stand up, Zeus will stand up, Adam will stand up, and Eve will stand up. So all the survivors stand up. And we'll zoom in a little bit, because I believe this is where a lot of the battle is going to take place. But luckily, all of my survivors now have this +1 speed and +1 strength, so let's hope that actually helps us out. We're going to go ahead, and we can't use any survival. And we can't use any of our weapons proficiencies, which we don't have any. And we ignore slow on weapons. None of our weapons are slow. Slow means you only get one attack no matter what. So we're going to go ahead and see what we can do to this butcher. So Thor's going to stay where he is, and he's going to shoot his catgut bow. So he's going to need 7s to actually hit the butcher from where he is. So there's 1, 2 hits on the butcher. The hit locations are, okay, we're looking at Furious Gauntlet, and hey, it's the trap card already. That's awesome. The butcher explodes in a burst of fury. Zone of malice, which is around him. Nobody's around him. The attacker is doomed. All survivors in the zone of malice gain a bleeding token. Nobody. Knockback 5. Nobody. Perform basic action. Target the attacker. So he's actually going to target Thor. We'll mix the hit location. Okay, and he'll get 2 attacks on Thor. It is a 4+ to hit Thor. He does have a +1 evasion, so it's a 5+ to hit Thor. So there's 2 misses on Thor. So luckily the trap didn't do anything. And now Thor can move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll move him over here. We'll have Zeus run up with his bone axe. And Zeus is actually going to get 3 attacks on him. So he's going to need 5s to hit him. So there's 3 hits on the butcher. We'll pull the hit location cards. And here they are. So you got Cleaver, which we'll do first because it just gives Zeus an insanity. You've got Furious Vambrance, which the failure is he does a basic action against the attacker. And Thick Cape is a reflex. It'll give him brain damage if the roll result is greater than his courage. Okay, so we'll do the Cleaver first, the Thick Cape next, and then we'll do the Furious Vampire. So +1 insanity to Zeus, so he's up to 16. Put that in the discard pile for now. Thick Cape. So Zeus has a strength of +1. +2 with the token, and 3 strength from the axe. That's 5. So he's going to need a 4 to wound the butcher. So that's an 8. So that's 1 wound on the butcher. And it's a reflex. So it says, attacker rolls a d10. If the result is greater than their courage, his courage is 3. It is greater than his courage. Then he's going to suffer brain damage equal to the monster level. No big deal. He's back down to 15 insanity. And he's going to get a lunacy token for that. So that's done. And now finally the Furious Vambrance. So that's a 4. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that actually does wound the butcher. There's another AI card. And Furious Vambrance doesn't have any other negatives to it. So we'll put that in the discard pile. Adam's going to run up and try to hit. So he's going to get 3 attacks with his fist and tooth. He needs 7s to hit. So there's 3 misses for Adam. And Eve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eve can't actually get to him. So I think we'll just stand 1 off with Eve. And Eve will go ahead and use her headband. It's double hack and hack. So not so bad. So we'll put double hack first, I think. We'll put hack first. No real reason why. And that is going to be the end. So it's the beginning of the butcher's turn again. The first thing I'm going to do is fast target and shuffle his hit location deck, which is good. We put those hit locations back in the deck, giving us less of a chance to pull the trap. And the monster controller is Eve. Well, she won't be the one getting attacked. We'll do Screaming, which is the mood in play. And everybody's going to take 1 brain injury. So Zeus is at 14, Adam's at 11, Eve's at 5, and Thor is at 1. Everybody gets a lunacy token for that, which causes Adam and Zeus to frenzy. So Adam and Zeus frenzy. They're going to gain 1d5 insanity, so Zeus will get 5. So he's at 19 insanity. Adam is at 12 insanity. And they're going to get another +1 speed and +1 strength token. It's one of the easiest ways to kill the Butcher. Luckily, screaming came out right away. The Butcher's then going to draw hack, closest threat facing. Nobody. Closest threat. So we're going to make him pick Zeus. And Zeus is not the monster controller. So it's 2 attacks on Zeus. It's a 6+ to hit Zeus. So there's 1 hit on Zeus. Hits him in the body. And he's got to take this, because you can't use survival. So he's also going to get a bleeding token per the card. And that's that one. We're going to do double hack next. So double hack, closest threat facing, we're going to make it Zeus again. But this time it's 4 attacks. He does need a 6+ to hit Zeus. So miss, 1 hit on Zeus. And he's got to take this. So it's 1 damage to the head. So 1 damage to the head location. He's down to 1 armor. And he's going to get 2 bleeding tokens for double hack. So Zeus is already up to 3 bleeding tokens. We're going to have Adam use the bandages on him. Okay, and that is the end of the Butcher's turn. So let's see what we can't do. Thor has catgut bow. I'm going to go ahead and let Thor shoot his catgut bow. So I'm just going to leave him right where he is. He's going to shoot 3 times. Oh, you know what I actually forgot? And I'll let the Butcher do it right now. Embrace the pain. So Embrace the Pain says, when the Butcher is wounded, place a token on this card. He got wounded twice last round. So at the start of each monster turn, if Embrace the Pain has 2+ tokens, remove all tokens and perform basic action. So he should have got a basic action at the start of the turn. We would have done basic action, which says closest survivor in field of view. Nobody, because there was actually, it would have been Thor. So we would have attacked Thor. So here's the 2 basics on Thor. There's 1 miss on Thor, and there's 1 hit on Thor. So it would have hit Thor on the waist, so he has no armor on the waist, and Thor would have had a bleeding token. Luckily, that all works out right now, because then I would have turned here. Actually, I think I would have had to attack Thor twice, because both of those cards, double hack and hack, are closest threat facing. So Thor actually would have got all these. So Thor is up to 4 bleeding tokens. So sorry about that, YouTube. We just corrected that. And so now Thor's got 4 bleeding tokens from that. We better do something with Thor and get him out of there. Or we can get Adam close enough to use his bandages. So we'll do that. I think Eve's going to take a step back. So that's all she's going to do. And we're going to have Adam go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to use bandages on Thor and get rid of 2. Yep. Thor is then going to stay there, I think. We're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3 with Zeus. Zeus is going to have 4 attacks on the Butcher, thanks to that speed token. And he does need 5s to hit, because these are the blind spots, so that's 3 hits on the Butcher. A 5, and an 8. We'll pull 3 hit locations off. And here they are. Furious Gut, Furious Breastplate, and Thick Cape. Thick Cape is just a brain damage reflex. Furious Gut, the Butcher gets knocked down. That's not bad. And the Furious Breastplate is +2 toughness. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and do it this way. We'll try the Furious Gut first. So the Furious Gut, Zeus is needing a... Now he's got 2 strength tokens and another strength. That's 3. +3 for the Bone Axe is 6. So he only needs a 3 to wound the Butcher. And that is a crit. So the Bone Axe is Savage. So it's going to be 2 wounds to the Butcher. So we'll do that first. There's 1 AI card. And here's the second one. And because it is a crit, it ignores all of the reactions. So we'll put Furious Gut there. We'll go ahead and, unfortunately, because it's a crit, we also don't read the knockdown on it. Thick Cape, he's going to need a 3. That's a 6. That's a wound on the Butcher. And the reflex says, roll a d10. If the result is greater than his courage, which is 3, it is. Then he suffers a brain damage, so he's going to get 1 infectious lunacy token, so he's up to 1. Okay. And he's at 18 insanity right now. And for the last one, he needs a 5 to wound the Butcher. There's a 6, so he did wound the Butcher. He didn't get a Lantern 10 for the Lantern explosion, so it's just a single wound. So that was excellent. And now Eve has been inspired. 5. Eve is going to attack from the rear also. She does have 1 speed token, so she's going to attack 3 times, needing a 5 with the Bone Blade. So there's 2 hits. So there they are. This one has a reflex, which is bash and knockdown for everybody. That's not good. And then this one is the Butcher's Mask. So we'll go ahead and do the Butcher's Mask first. Eve has a -1 strength, but she has a +1 strength token. The Bone Blade is a strength of 2, so she needs a 7 to wound the Butcher. So that fails. The Butcher effortlessly shoves the attacker away. Full move towards the attacker. If the Butcher ends its movement adjacent to the attacker, they suffer knockback 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she doesn't even get to do the Furious Shoulder, which is good because the Furious Shoulder has a zone of death around it. And actually, that is the end. Oh, wait a minute. So now we've got Thor. So Thor didn't actually get to shoot his bow or anything because we had to correct ourselves. I was going to. I think Thor's going to go ahead and swing his axe. So he's got 3 attacks at the Butcher. That's 3 misses for Thor. And Thor's actually going to back up 1. And he's going to come over here just in case I want to bandage him. But we're going to get out of the way just in case there's a reaction that he has like zone of death. All right, well, the monster controller now is Thor. We'll shuffle the hit location deck thanks to fast target. Oh my god. You guys got to keep me honest. So, 1, 2. So, Embrace the Pain has tokens on it. At the start of the monster turn, remove all tokens. So it's the start of his turn. So do we do Screaming or Embrace the Pain first? We'll do Screaming first. So Screaming, we'll put 1 brain injury to all of our people. So Thor's got 0 insanity. Eve's got 4. Adam's got 11. Zeus has 17. They all get a lunacy token, which causes Thor and Eve to frenzy. So that's going to be how much insanity for each of them? Thor gets 2. Eve gets 3. So Thor is at 2 insanity. Eve is at 7 insanity. They get +1 speed and +1 strength tokens. And now we're going to do Embrace the Pain, which means he gets a free basic attack on us. I don't think it says anything other than he just performs a basic action. So he'll attack Zeus. It's 2 attacks. He needs a 6+ to hit Zeus. So there's 2 hits on Zeus. To Zeus's body and body. So he has a light injury to the body now. And he has another bleed token. Well, he has his first bleed token. And now we're going to go ahead and draw the AI cards for the Butcher. So the first one ends up being Bite. Closest threat facing, that is Zeus. It's 2 attacks. And he needs a 6+ to hit Zeus. So there's 1 hit. Zeus cannot dodge it. So there's no damage, but he does suffer a severe head injury. So there's a 10. So a 10 on the severe head trauma says, if you have 3+ courage, I do, you boldly spit the tooth out and gain 2 insanity. Well, not like I need the insanity. Otherwise, the blow sends you sprawling and you are knocked down. So that's all that happens for that. I will take that. That is lucky. Second AI card is Hack. It's 2 attacks. It is a 4+ to hit. It's a 6+ because he's got 2 evasion. So there's 2 misses, 4 and a 1. Awesome. And that is the end of the Butcher's turn. So not a bad round, actually. Zeus was the monster controller, so Zeus actually gets 3 insanity, 1 for his Embrace the Pain, 1 for his Bite, and 1 for his Hack cards that I drew on. But he's got 22 insanity now. He's crazy. He's crazy. All right. Well, getting a little excited because this round is looking really good as long as we can keep that trap off of us. So I tell you what we're going to do. Adam, I could bandage up Thor, but what Adam's going to do is he's going to look at the top 3 hit location cards with his cat eye circlet. Not bad. Not bad. So we'll take the Furious Bellows first, and then the Furious Scrag, then the Cleaver at the bottom. And Adam's going to move 1 away. So we're going to go ahead and use Thor, knowing that there's no trap in there. Actually, we should probably use Zeus because none of those are super dense locations, and that could actually shatter his axe. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll have Zeus attack the Butcher from the back with his axe. It's got +2 speed, so you're looking at 4 attacks. He's in the rear arc, so he needs a 5 to hit the Butcher. So there's 2 hits. And even though Zeus is crazed, he's not going to be able to get the +1 insanity because of the frenzy. So there's 2 hits on him. 2 hits will do. And I know what the top 2 are. So we're going to go ahead and do Furious Bellow first, and then the Furious Scrag. So Furious Bellow, I need a 3 to wound the Butcher. That's a crit. So that's going to be 2 AI cards gone because of Savage. And that's going to put 2 markers on Embrace the Pain, meaning that he's going to get an extra attack at the beginning of next turn if he survives this. The Furious Bellow says Reflex. The Butcher unleashes a deep guttural roar. Unless attacker is deaf or has 3+ courage, he does have 3+ courage, so nothing happens there. His second one, he needs a 3. So that does wound, and there's no other thing on that card. So that's another AI card down. So the Butcher's got 1 AI card left. I'll go ahead and put another token on Embrace the Pain, just because he took a wound. Let's see. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to let Thor shoot at him. So he needs a 7+, Thor does. So there's 1 hit So we'll pull one hit location card. We know it's the Insanity card. Nothing really happens. And Thor does get one Insanity, so he's up to 3. Yeah, we're gonna bring Eve down since we've got the Butcher on the ropes here. She's gonna attack 3 times. Actually, she's gonna attack 4 times because she has 2 speed tokens, and she's gonna need 6s to hit from the side. So 2 hits, a 9 and a 7. Let's see what these locations are. The Furious Crown and the Furious Vambrance. The Furious Crown will knock her, or all adjacent survivors suffer bash. The Vambrance, he'll do a basic attack against her. So we'll do the Crown first, because that way he may bash the people around him and knock us down. So I won't even be able to do the Vambrance, which has a failure reaction. So she has a -1 strength with a +2 strength weapon. So that's a +1. +2 strength tokens. That's a +3. And so she's going to need a 6 to wound. So here's the Furious Crown. She needs a 6. And she does not. Reflex. The Butcher lashes out wildly, clearing a path for itself. All survivors adjacent to the Butcher suffer bash. Okay. Full move towards the furthest survivor. So we're going to go ahead and make that Adam. Boom, boom. So he'll land on. He'll collide with Eve. 1, 2, 3, and knock her back as he lands on her. And that's all he does. So at the beginning of his turn, the monster controller is now Adam. Convenient because Adam's in front of him. We'll mix up the hit location cards because of fast target. And we will cut it. Okay, and then he's going to use Scream. So Zeus is going to Frenzy. He's down to 21. Thor is down to 2. And he just gets a lunacy token. Eve is at 6 and gets a lunacy token. Adam is at 10. He gets a lunacy token, which gives him 2 lunacy tokens right now. Embrace the Pain. So he gets a free shot at Adam. He needs 4s to hit Adam. So 2 hits on Adam to his hand and hand. So that knocks him down and gives him a bleeding token. He is the monster controller, so we'll give him an Insanity. So he's at 11. And then we'll do his AI card, which is the AI card he's going to do twice because it's the only AI card he has left. It's Hack. So it's closest threat facing. So that would be Thor. So he's going to land on Adam and knock him back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and it's 2 attacks. It's a 4+ to hit Adam. Adam has a +1 evasion, so it's a 5+ to hit Adam. So 1 hit on Adam. And it's going to hit Adam in the waist. So that's a light injury. And he's going to attack Adam again. So it's 1 hit on Adam again. And it's going to hit him in the hand. Okay. Well, those were his attacks. Adam was not down on this turn, so he won't stand up. But Zeus will stand up. And so will Eve. So we have 1 card for the Butcher. So he's got 2 wounds. We can do 2 wounds on him this turn. That'll end the Butcher's attack on our town. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll use our heavy hitter, which is Zeus. Okay, so Zeus is actually going to attack him for 4 times from the back. He needs a 5 to hit him. That is 3 hits on the Butcher. As long as we don't draw the trap. And, of course, we did draw the trap. So, the attacker is doomed. All survivors in the zone of malice gain a bleeding token and knockback 5. So, bleeding tokens for everybody. 3 for Thor, 2 for Zeus. And now he's going to perform basic action and target the attacker. So he's going to target Zeus. And he's going to hit him twice. He needs 6s. And that's 1 hit on Zeus. And it'll hit Zeus in the hand. So that's Zeus's first hit on the hand. He has 1 armor left on the hand. We will mix up the hit location deck because we drew the trap. Okay, and Eve, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eve's going to try to attack him from the blind spot. Eve gets 4 attacks. She needs 5 to hit him. So there's 1 hit. That was not good. Hitting him in the mask. She needs a 6 to wound the Butcher. That's a 7. It is a wound. So that takes off his last AI card. The blow shocks the Butcher, knocking it off balance. The Butcher staggers, gaining -2 toughness until the end of the round. Well, that's not going to help because I don't think anybody else... Yeah, Thor got knocked back. He didn't actually get his turn yet, but you can't use survival. So he's just going to be able to move forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's actually the end of the turn. So, once again, Scream will happen. Everyone will lose 1 brain insanity. Okay, that is done. And Adam frenzies. So he's going to get 4 insanity. So he's up to 14. He gets another +1 strength token and a +1 speed token. Not that I think that's going to help him. And the Butcher only has basic attacks. So it's 2 attacks. It's a 6+ to hit Zeus. So there's 1 hit on Zeus. It is on his hand. So he has no armor on his hand. And he has 3 bleeding tokens. And here's the second attack on Zeus. There's 2 hits on Zeus. 2 locations are the foot and the body. So body is a heavy. And foot is 1 armor off. And he's going to get another bleeding token. So Zeus is actually up to 4 bleeding tokens. But it is the end of the Butcher's turn. He's got 1 wound that I can get on him. So let's... I really wish that Zeus is not sitting there, because the trap could actually kill him at this point. He's got 4 bleeding tokens, and I have no way to get the bleed off of him. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Thor shoot his bow from where he is. So he's actually going to get 4 shots at a 7+ to hit the Butcher. So there's 1 hit. 1 is all we need. That's good. I don't want any more than 1 at this point. Furious Greaves. There's a reflex where he full moves towards the attacker. Excellent. Get him out of the way of Zeus. If he doesn't kill him. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strength. So we're going to need a 4 to kill the Butcher. Of course we did not. Reflex. Full move towards the attacker. Don't move if already adjacent. So he'll go here, and he'll step on Eve. And that's the end of that. And now Adam has a chance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Adam's going to come around to the side. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks on him with fist and tooth. He's going to need an 8 to hit him, though. Missed him every time. And that is the end of our turn. The butcher's going to scream. So Thor's down to 0 insanity. Eve is down to 4. Adam's down to 13. And Zeus is down to 19. Everybody gets a lunacy token. Which causes Eve and Thor to frenzy. So they're going to get +1 speed and +1 strength tokens. Done. And Thor is going to pick up 5 insanity. Eve is going to pick up 2 insanity. Okay. And that was Scream. Embrace the Pain, he didn't take any damage because he's still got the 1, or he can't use Embrace the Pain. He's only got 1 token on it. So he's just going to do basic attacks. 2 basic attacks against Thor. He needs 5s to hit Thor. Oops, sorry. Let me remove these dice. I don't even know what was what. All right. So there's 1 hit on Thor. And it hits Thor in the body. It's a light to the body and a bleed token. I think we're about to lose Thor. And 2 more hits. Doesn't matter. Thor has 5 bleeding tokens, so Thor is dead. So Dreaded Trophies comes into play, and now every hit on the Butcher is actually going to be a bleed. But that's the end of the Butcher's turn. We'll stand up Zeus. We'll stand up Eve. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go ahead and let Adam get the glory if he can. So 5 attacks. He needs 7s. 1, 2, 3. So I'm looking at 3 hits. And 3 hit locations. We need to shuffle the hit location deck. So 3 hits. 1, 2, 3. It's the trap. So Adam's going to take a bleed token. He's going to get knocked back 5, which is going to knock Zeus over here. And he's going to do a basic action targeting Adam. Okay. Okay. And so we will go ahead and do the basic attack is an 8 and a 1. So that's 1 hit on Adam. It's to his waist. So he has no armor left on the waist. And he gets 1 more bleeding token, right? So that is the end of Adam's turn. So we have 1 left. It's Eve. So let's see what Eve can do to end this battle, hopefully. She's going to get 5 attacks. She needs 5s to hit him. 1, 2 hits. Don't want too many because I don't want to see that trap. She has the Armor Pig Shoulder, which is super dense. She might lose her Bone Blade. And she also has Furious Gut. So we're going to do Furious Gut first. She's going to need a 5 to wound him. So that finally wounds him. The Butcher goes down. And it is now dead. So we did lose Thor, unfortunately. So, but we're going to get 2 endeavors for his loss. So, thank you for that, Thor. I guess it was your first battle and your last battle. Moving over to the showdown with the Butcher. The aftermath. Victory. The Butcher is an inspiration. Any victorious survivors may immediately select axe weapon proficiency, regardless of age milestones. Any accrued ranks of weapon proficiency are lost when switching to a new weapon type. I think we're okay. We're going to leave our survivors, or at least victorious survivors, the way they are. +1 hunt experience for everybody, except for Thor because he's dead. So +1 on Zeus, on Adam, and on Eve. +1 weapon proficiency level, or you can specialize in axe. So Zeus did wound, so he's now got specialization in axe. Eve wounded, so she now has specialization. Oh no, she doesn't, because she actually failed to wound one of those older showdowns. She's at 2, and I don't think Adam actually wounded. I will go back and review the video to make sure. Otherwise, he's proficient in Fist and Tooth, but I don't think he wounded this battle. So we're going to have to review the video and take a look. So then the last thing is rewards. Roll a d10 and add the Butcher's level to the result. The group gains any listed resources or gear. Add them to the settlement storage. So we'll roll this and add a +1. That's an 11. The Butcher's Cleaver, rare gear. That's awesome. 1d5 broken lanterns. So 5 broken lanterns. Well, why can I roll like this during the actual showdown? So 5 broken lanterns. The Butcher's Cleaver. And a hunk of living flesh used to regrow 1 dismembered limb right now only. Well, we don't have a dismembered limb. So with that, we're going back to the settlement phase. So when you join me again next time, it'll be the settlement phase. I think this is going to be Lantern Year 5 settlement phase, as this is the Lantern Year 4 battle, which was the Butcher. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I made some mistakes, but I backed it up, so I don't think it really affected anything in the battle itself. And yeah, it was very fortunate for us to get Screaming right away, because he just drove all of our survivors just completely insane. Did lose Thor. It was unfortunate, but again, we'll at least get 5 endeavors because of that, and we'll get 6 because we actually have collective toil. So we're going to have tons of endeavors, 5 broken lanterns that really probably won't help us much during that settlement phase, and a Butcher's Cleaver. So can't wait to equip that, probably on Zeus because it is an axe. So thanks for joining, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.